Hello and welcome to all students. This is the F5 first year BSc class, and today we are going to see about limit of real valued function. Yesterday, in the previous lecture, we saw what is meant by function. Now today we are going to see about limit of real valued function. Okay, so let us start. The outline of our lecture is first of all we see the definition of limit of a function. Then we see the epsilon delta definition of limit of a function. Then limit of second some standard functions and examples on limit of a function. Let us go to the definition of limit of a function. And so this is epsilon delta definition of limit of a function. Let f of x be any real valued function, and let a and l be any two real numbers. So we say that limit of function f of x is L as x tends to a if for any given epsilon greater than 0, very small, there exists a delta greater than 0, it is also a very small, such that whenever mod of x minus a is greater than 0 less than delta, this must implies that mod of f of x comma y mod of f of x minus l is less than epsilon. So meaning of this definition is function f of x, it is given to you, and a is a real number, l is a real number. So whenever the values of x approaches towards a, or whenever the distance between x and a is very small, becomes lesser and lesser, then the distance between function f of x and l becomes smaller and smaller. So this is the simple meaning. So whenever distance between x and a becomes smaller and smaller, then distance between functional values f of x and l becomes smaller and smaller. Or in other words, we can say that whenever x approaches to a, values of f of x approaches to l. Then we say that function has limiting position L when x tends to a. So this is very simple meaning of epsilon delta definition of limit of a function. And here L is called the limit of function f of x as x tends to a. The limit is denoted by the notation limit of f of x tends to a is equal to L. Geometrically, we say that the limiting position of function f of x is L as x approaches to a if whenever distance between x and a is very small and distance between f of x and L is also very small. So now let us see the So let us see the example. Show that limit of x square plus 7x as x tends to 0 is equal to 44. Okay, so we show this limit is equal to 44 using epsilon delta definition of a function. Okay, so let us go to the answer. We show that for any given epsilon greater than 0, however small, there exists a delta greater than 0, it is also a very small quantity, and such that whenever distance between x and a, so mod of x minus 4 means distance between x and 4. So whenever distance between x and 4 is greater than 0 less than delta, this must implies distance between x square plus 7x minus 44 is less than epsilon. Consider consider the quantity mod of x square plus 7x minus 44, and it is equal to mod of x plus 11 into x minus 4. So this is the two factors of this quadratic equation, and it is equal to mod of x plus 11 into mod of x minus 4. Now let us choose delta to be less than 1, and this implies that mod of x minus 4 is less than delta less than 1, and this implies that mod of x minus 4 is less than 1 because delta is chosen to be less than 1. Therefore mod of x minus 4 is less than 1, and this implies that by property of modulus it is x minus 4 is greater than minus 1 and less than 1. So this implies x, if we add plus 4, then we get x is greater than 3 less than 5. Implies that x plus 11 is greater than 14 less than 16, and finally we can say that x plus 11 mod of x plus 11 is less than 16. Now from 1 what we have is mod of x square plus 7x minus 44 is equal to mod of x plus 11 into bracket x minus 4. It is equal to, we can separate these two mods in the multiplication, mod of x plus 11 into mod of x minus 4, and these two mods, first mod is less than 16 and second mod is less than 1. Therefore finally we have it is less than 16 times delta. First mod is less than delta. Okay, and if I choose delta, to be equal to epsilon upon delta is equal to epsilon upon 16, then mod of x square plus 7x minus 44 is strictly less than epsilon. Mod of x square plus 7x minus 44 is strictly less than epsilon. So in this way we can solve the problems based on the limits. Okay, this is first problem. Let us go to the question number 2. Show that limit x tends to 6 square root of x plus 19 is equal to 5, and answer, here we show that for any given epsilon greater than 0, however small, there exists delta greater than 0 such that whenever mod of x minus 6 is greater than 0 less than delta, this implies that mod of square root x plus 19 minus 5 is less than epsilon. Here also we show that the limit of this function square root x plus 19 is equal to 5 and x tends to 6. Here we show that for any given epsilon is a small quantity, delta is a small quantity. So whenever distance between x and 6 is small, we show that distance between function and 5 is also small. So how to show? We consider here now. Consider the function mod of square root x plus 19 minus 5 is equal to mod of, so here we see the rationalization process. Okay, so divide by square root x plus 19 plus 5 and multiply by square root x plus 19 plus 5, and in the numerator we have mod of x plus 19 minus 25 divided by square root of x plus 19 plus 5, numerator is x minus 6 divided by denominator is square root x plus 19 plus 5. Okay, and thus we have finally this thing. Okay, square root mod of square root x plus 19 minus 5 is equal to mod of x minus 6 divided by square root x plus 19 plus 5. So we can separate the mod for denominator and numerator, and let us take delta to be less than 1, and this gives mod of x minus 6 is less than 1, and mod of x minus 6 is greater than minus 1 less than 1, and x is greater than 5 less than 7. Okay, so finally we reach towards square root of x plus 19 plus 5. Okay, so square root of 24 plus 5 is less than square root of x plus 19 plus 5, and if I take a reciprocal, we have this inequality. It will use in the above first step. Now from 1, what we have is it is less than or equal to delta upon square root of 24 plus 5. Let us choose delta to be delta is equal to epsilon into square root of 24 plus 5, and finally we get mod of square root x plus 19 minus 5 is less than epsilon. Okay, so thus we prove that the limit of the given function is the okay okay so this is the required thing. Thus finally we proved that the limit of square root of x plus 19 is equal to 5 as x tends to I think 6. Okay, so today we studied the definition of limit, epsilon delta definition of limit of function, epsilon delta definition of limit of a function, and some problems based on the epsilon delta definition of limit of a function. Okay, so today we stop here, and thank you for paying attention.